Neo-Colonialism, External Colonization in the Present. Angel Torres, Fall 2021, Soch 410, Film Analysis 3/16/2021. Introduction. Colonies and colonialism in the present is really a topic or idea that does not come to most American minds. The film analysis performed is about colonies owned by America that still exist today. The experiences and information provided is accumulation of the information provided this semester along with history of the Mariana Islands patriarchy. Colonialism. When one hears the word and thinks about what it means to Americans, one thinks of our fight for independence, the Native American Indians, and the British. Rarely does the thought come to mind of the dehumanization and the demoralizing experience of the people under internal or external colonization. Eternal colonization. This is made up of internal colonies within the state or country that colonizes, such as communities or reservations within the nation state. An example of this is the Native American Indians in America. External colonization. This, on the other hand, it involves domination, economic and political control of territory by a nation that colonizes externally from a distance separated by large stretches of water. The film, The Insolent Empire, was directed by Vanessa Warhite in 2009. It is based on American territories within the insular area of the Mariana Islands, consisting of Guam and the northern Mariana Islands. This film brings to light colonization and how it still exists today. The idea of colonies still existing is something that is not thought about by most Americans, as its truthful existence is rarely discussed and is kept hidden in the background. It is the cultural milieu that is created by the past. This documentary, to me, is a cultural study and post-colonial theory that exposes colonialism and makes one aware of its consequences. How colonialism is a cultural hegemony that is rooted in a legacy of dominance that carries so much weight it penetrates everything, affects multitude of people, and is maintained through ideological or cultural means and is achieved only when the consent of the government is gained. Throughout the film, you see cultural codes, patterns of discourse, and vision imagery that shows social institutions' ideological role of dominance, how the government, military, education, media, culture, and the economy play a part and are allowed to make this all possible. And makes one of the opening quotes of the film true. To be a colony is really to work on one's psyche, to demoralize and make one feel less. It is this vehicle that drives social progress, promotes democracy and individual freedom. It became conventional wisdom after the 18th century, but its true justification is actually racist, as its overall justification makes people feel inferior, undesirable, and devalued. The film begins with images of military forces throughout the Mariana Islands, showing the spoils of war land and its close destination to Southeast Asia. Guam, being the largest of the Mariana Islands, was taken from Spain in 1898 and is poised to be one of the largest U.S. bases in the world. The Marianas, colonial subjects and loyal U.S. citizens, have been fighting and dying in war for years. This film shows how the Americans' ideals of liberty and justice for all really don't hold true, as the people of the island will probably fight for a flag in which they have no star still lack many of the rights that most of us Americans really take for granted. This is shown through the biographies of four main people: Carlos Tatano, Hope Cristobal, Pete Terranillo, and Lino Olapai. For years, petitions of the Chamorro people they went unanswered. Petitions simply asking for a civilian form of government until a peaceful but aggressive walkout by Carlos Tatan reformed Guam. The Organic Act of 1950 was passed and Guam became an unincorporated territory, meaning Guam now under the Division of Territories and Island Possessions, granting U.S. citizenship, but now allowing to become a state. It was a moral victory for the Chamorros, but in reality, it was only beneficial for the American government, as this legalized military land taking for the military buffer zone that existed. Now that Guam has no restrictions on land ownership, the island's indigenous people have become a minority in their own homeland, suffering highest rates of disease, imprisonment, poverty, and violence. As far as the Northern Marianas, statehood was never an option due to its size, and supposedly most members of Congress come from districts, so the Commonwealth status just became the next best thing. In conclusion, life under colonization from the outside one can only imagine. This film brought to light information that has been kept hidden to a nation that colonizes today. Being Puerto Rican with both parents born on the island, I got an opportunity to view what it's like to be a colonial subject of the greatest democracy in the world, the United States of America. Overall, this film was sad, but it was also possibly empowering. Thank you.